beat the Atlanta United 2 4-1 tonight, 4-1, and it was an interesting, wild beginning of this match.
Yeah.
And then once things settled down, the Riverhounds took command and kind of cruised to a 4-1 victory. But the big story tonight was, well, a couple big stories. Robbie Mertz returned back to Pittsburgh playing for Atlanta United, but also the big story that came out of the match was Russell Cicerone coming away with his first professional hat trick.
Yep.
And Alex Dixon getting 2 more assists, so that duo has really come into its own. Those two playing up top, or really Dixon playing a unique role tonight for his second or third straight game where he's played some outside back, along with Dix, with somebody else playing almost 5 in the back with 2 outside backs that are playing deep, but then getting forward. So Dixon getting 2 assists tonight in some interesting roles. So what were your thoughts on tonight's win for the Hounds?
Yeah, I mean, great games from a lot of people. A lot of guys were visible. Unfortunately for the away side, Atlanta United, I didn't see too much of a strong game from many guys, including Robbie Mertz, who, as we know, is a wonderful player. Did great in Pittsburgh here, and Bob said so after the game. But Robbie looked a bit quiet tonight. The only player that really popped out to me on Atlanta was Matheus. Matheus, number 10. He was a master on the ball tonight, dribbling, just very quick dribbler. But yeah, on the Riverhounds side, Cicerone stayed after the game. He's probably thinking he probably could have 4 or 5 goals tonight. But
That's how it started.
Yeah.
So the match starts with Cicerone drawing a foul in the 2nd minute, and with the opportunity right there, golden opportunity to go up 1-0 in the 2nd minute, and he plays it left.
Yeah.
It was just a really good save by the keeper.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think most of the time that's probably going in, but the keeper just gets that side. I don't know if they have done any film on Russell shooting PKs. I'm trying to think of any PKs that have happened this year.
I mean, he had one where Canardo drew it, and he played it low. It was a low shot. I can't remember if it was left or right.
Right.
But it was a low shot, so the keeper guessed right, and he stayed low, and he made this. I mean, it was a tough save because he had to extend his arm and knock it down. So knock it out of the way. So
yeah,
I mean,
sometimes doing film on looking at film on some guys in the USO, you can pick up which side they're going to shoot or any free kick tendencies. But obviously some of the world class players like Messi, Neymar, Ronaldo, these guys, they take a PK practically every other game, so they're not shooting the same side every time. But just a great save. But Russell had a hat trick, and it was his first since college against Mercyhurst.
Mercyhurst, we were talking about that in the press box, trying to figure out what he's done in the past. But right now, in this moment, 11 goals. He's on pace. He's in that start, as we were saying, getting into that stratosphere of those double-digit Riverhounds goal scorers. Most recently, Nico Brett, Robbie Vincent in the past, Corey Herzog, and Jose Angulo, of course. So those are the guys in the Highmark Stadium era that have lit it up, if you will. I think when we did a preseason predictions of who the Riverhounds goal scorer would be, top goal scorer would be, I don't think any of us got Russell Cicerone in there.
No, I'm trying to remember who I picked. I don't remember, but
a lot of us went with Albert Dequa.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I think I did choose Dequa, because he was a great goal scorer for him at the end of last year.
Definitely at the end of last year, and we thought we saw that potential, and there's definitely an important role that he has with this team, and he is missed right now, as Bob Lilly was talking about in the press conference. Actually, one interesting note, I don't know if we mentioned this after the last match, but he mentioned this again tonight, that they may be looking for some help up top. They started Tommy Williamson tonight at the highest spot, and I thought he did pretty well.
Yeah, he does a great job of when he gets it up top, he just holds it, plays away, faces, doesn't do anything too fancy. Bob said he does still need to do a better job with it, but he did mention his great instincts in the box, and that's what I noticed best about him. He seems like he's a player that isn't fancy, but he just knows where to go.
Yeah. And right now, for a young player who's an MLS product, he's on loan from San Jose.
Right.
That's I think really good qualities for a young player. Some of the other stuff could come later. What about this defense tonight, Jordan? They, early on things were stretched out. Bob had talked about in the press conference that seemed like a lot of guys were out on islands, especially in the beginning. Everything was so stretched. Atlanta was pushing the tempo. Things were really open.
Yeah, I think what's helping the back line, like what I really noticed tonight was having Louis Perez and Dixon come back, so it's almost a 5-back. That those guys, never once did you see Louis Perez or Dixon not run back. So you can tell that's Bob Lilly for you. That's how the team's going to be, defense first. So yeah, it was all right. I didn't see as many giveaways as the last game. That Jelani Peters had a few. He was subbed on later in the second half. I thought he was solid. Kilween did have the giveaway at the end there, but yeah, they were strong. They need to continue to be, and I think the next game down at Hartford, I think there's going to be some squad rotation. At least I think so, because Bob's saying that a lot of guys have been playing a lot of minutes and they're kind of getting tired.
Yeah, but they'll have 5 days of rest now as opposed to maybe 3 or 4. So yeah, as we see Robbie Wirtz walking off over to the hotel. This is a team that needs those 5 days of rest for sure. That squad rotation. But I thought we saw a lot of good. There was a great point about having the outside backs tucked back with the 3-man center back line. I think that works well. But I think what happened earlier in the match was those two were pushing up a little bit too much and just leaving way too much space.
Yeah, right.
And then it seemed like after Atlanta scored the first goal, they kind of settled in, kind of packed in that back line. And it was a lot less that Atlanta could do in the final third. They dominated possession. Especially in the first half, it was like 60-40 type possession edge over the Riverhounds. The Riverhounds are fine with, because they were getting their chances basically on those counters and those direct balls.
Yeah, and it seems to be the same stats when they play teams like Loudoun and New York Red Bulls second squad. That's what Bob was mentioning after the game, that it's kind of a similar team where they really have nothing to lose. They know it's a second-tier squad underneath the MLS team, and they're trying to go out there and just run guys up high and go and attack. And I know that those teams are looking to do that against the Riverhounds back line, because that's how a lot of other teams have been able to score. It's just constantly going direct against the Riverhounds back line. But yeah, they were solid tonight. They calmed it down and a better second half defensively, like Bob said.
And I like the way Shane Reed's playing.
Yeah,
a couple of times he played some balls forward too that were very dangerous.
Yeah,
he has that capability. He has that vision. I like that vision he plays with. I think Williams shows different signs of they're different players, but I think they kind of complement each other on that back line. And then I bring those two up because Kilwin, the three of them together played the most in the back line. So what we saw tonight were the 3 players I think looks like, to me at least, the 3 key center backs that they're going to use. We saw Tom Judge come in as well.
Yeah, it's good. He didn't get hit in the head tonight. He did get physical a minute in. We almost thought that PK was going to get called. But, Bob said it was good to get Tom Judge out there, good to get minutes. Another guy on loan from Nashville, correct? Yeah, so he's done okay, second appearance. But, Williams and Wheat, completely different players. Williams, to me, comes off as a firm center back. And Wheat's a guy that you could tell he is a center back, but he could slot in at right back since he's a right-footed player. You could tell he's a guy that he probably does want to move out there sometimes. But, I thought another good game in front of his old teammates. Pittman soccer team was here to watch him tonight, and I thought he kind of had a chip on his shoulder. He was very physical tonight.
Yeah, I thought so too. And we saw Bryce Washington from Atlanta, and unfortunately he had one moment where Cicerone's second goal where he really he gave Bryce a welcome to the USL professional ranks. So Bryce has had an outstanding 12-match run so far. He's played a lot of minutes. He's started on every match he's been in. So it's been good to see that. So here we are, the Riverhounds now. I believe it's 11, 6, and 4.
I believe, yeah.
And they are 1 game, or actually 3 points now ahead of Tampa. Yeah. But Tampa plays tomorrow night at Loudoun. So that's where we're going to see this kind of go back and forth. It's going to be a race till the end, I think. I think it's going to go all the way down to the wire.
Yeah, Bob's saying a lot of these head-to-head matches here are important. he said, we got a good result tonight, but it's time to move on to Hartford on Saturday.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a tough game because they're never an easy opponent.
I think in his words, I'm paraphrasing, is that this game at this moment means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's great to hear after you score 4 goals. It means nothing. Yeah.
Right. And that's Bob Lilly for you. That's the Pittsburgh Riverhounds mindset moving forward. All right, so thank you, Jordan, for being here tonight. We'll be back at least covering a home game, I believe, on September 1st, when the Hounds will host for the last time this year the New York Red Bulls 2. Mm-hmm. So maybe a similar type match if you want to see some kind of open-ended, see how one team handles a chaotic, moments early on. I think we might see that. But first up for the Hounds is Hartford. At Hartford on Saturday night. So again, Jordan, thank you for joining me and for being part of this. And thanks everybody out there for following along. Have a great night.
Thank you.